What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Scevoli TANO show, guys. I'm always bringing guests. I know you don't want to hear me talk. You want to hear other people talk. Well, that's not going to happen on my show. I talk first, and then they talk, people, all right? That's all we're doing here. Everybody, the Pop Bounty Collector Ricky is here with us today. He is the first guest on the Star Wars Scevoli TANO Tonight show. You know, it's like Jimmy Fallon, but I'm not Jimmy Fallon. You know, I'm much prettier than Jimmy Fallon, but it's okay. You know, I don't get paid the big bucks like he does, but we're gonna have the Scevoli TANO Tonight show. You know, we had Star Wars talks; those were awesome. But it's now time for the Tonight show because you know, what's tonight without the show?
Exactly.
Thank you, Ricky. At least someone said it. You know, someone said it. How are you, my friend? How's everything?
I am doing good out here in Orlando, Florida. How are you doing?
I'm staying alive. And I'm going ha like that too as I'm dancing.
Hey, one day at a time. That's the way we got to take it.
That's what I say. Everybody's in Florida. Just so we all know, whoever's in Florida watching this, you know, I've had all people on that are from Florida. So you guys got to live in Florida. You got to go see them now, you know?
Exactly. I think it just seems like everybody that are Star Wars content creators, the majority of them come from Florida.
Yeah.
It is crazy. It's crazy. I guess Florida is a Star Wars state.
I know.
Want to call it out there.
Just like Jersey is the home of the Scevoli TANO, you know?
Exactly.
The home of me and the ravioli.
The ravioli and the Jets and the Giants.
Yep. And they're not even in New York. They're in New Jersey. What a world, Ricky. What a world. But Ricky, my first question to you, because I have to ask, you're the Pop Bounty Collector. What kind of bounty are you collecting?
Anything in a good deal.
Oh.
Before, when I started collecting Funko Pops, I was just being really ridiculous, getting anything that was exclusive. You put a sticker on it, it was exclusive, I went after it. Now I got, I've been collecting for, I think, over 10 years, 11 years. I've been collecting Funko Pops. And now as I get a little bit older, my kids are getting a little bit older. They're becoming a little bit more expensive. I need to now look for those deals. So I am Pop the Bounty Hunter, hunting those deals. And if it's Five Below, if it's Ross, TJ Maxx, if it's GameStop clearance, using a coupon, like those people couponing.
Oh,
you see those ladies come in, they grab like a whole bunch of toilet paper. That's me. I'm like 1 pop, 2 pop, 3 pops. Here's this coupon. Here's my membership. And then, I pay $27 for like 7 pops. That's me.
Wow. Like I used to collect, like I thought everything was cool. When I first started collecting stars, I would collect like all the Funko Pops. I would get statues. But then I realized, like I was sitting there in my room looking at my white wall, like thinking of my life and what it is now. And I was like, what the hell am I doing with my life? What is going on? So I was like, my favorite characters, Ahsoka, Anakin, Ezra, Sabine, and Captain Rex, or anything Clone Wars or anything Rebels, because I love Rebels. I love the animation. Like I said to you before the show, I'm biased, so don't ask me any questions. But with that, I collect now everything Ahsoka. Not everything Ahsoka. I'm not going to say everything, but things that look like Ahsoka from like the Clone Wars. Clone Wars animation of Ahsoka is my favorite Ahsoka. That's my Ahsoka. Like Rosario Dawson is really not my Ahsoka, but I claim her as Ahsoka because she plays a great role. Like Matt Lantern, he's my Anakin. Hayden Christensen is a great looking guy, but he's not my Anakin. You know what I mean? Like I'm glad what he's doing out there. He's killing it right now. But Matt Lantern is mine. Just like Tyler Gray and like Tia Secure, like they're all mine. Like the animation, like you can't. I love animation. That's all I can say. But yeah, I used to collect like everything, and then all of a sudden I was like, this is running my pockets, know? And I was like, you know what? Let me just stick to my favorite characters. So anything like art-wise, like I love art, especially Star Wars art, even with sketches and stuff like that, like the cards. Like I try to get things that I like. But like I used to be a big fan of Baby Yoda. That used to be like a child,
Oh, man.
I used to be like, people say, Chris, what happened with Baby Yoda? You don't like it no more? I do. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate the little green creature. I don't. I love the green little creature. But his story is so drawn out of what he's going to be. It's like, come on, people. Like, can't you do something already with him? Like, I'm waiting for 4 seasons, about to be 4 seasons, and a movie. when is he gonna hold a lightsaber and start kicking ass? Or like,
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I mean, I freaking got. I can't show you, but I got just Grogu tatted on my leg. That's how much I
oh
love
wow,
Grogu. I mean, it was $31 because over here, I'm not pretty sure they do it everywhere. But Friday the 13th, and he did his Friday the 13th. They got $13 tattoos. Well, the
oh,
place that I go to, they did it reverse. They did $31 tattoos. So, the one and the three, $31 tattoo. So I got Grogu sipping on the cup.
oh, the when he's sipping the soup.
Yeah, yeah. When he's sipping the soup, so that's me. That's the tattoo that I have on my leg. I love Grogu. I mean, I have like a little figure of him, a whole bunch of Funko Pops. I got them right here in the wall. But it's just again, it's like is the show called The Mandalorian or Grogu?
Yeah,
So I get it. I love the kid, but it's not all about the kid. So that's why I think Disney pushed it a little bit too much. That got me to not like getting Grogu shirts. I got like 3 or 4 Grogu shirts, stocks, and then I'm like, okay. And I'm with you. I used to get everything of Star Wars, and I even have some of the sequel pops.
oh wow.
Yeah, that's how bad I was. If it said Star Wars and Funko, I got it. And like I said, as I started getting a little bit older, started eliminating because at one point I think I was at 1900 Funko Pops. You're
Oh,
talking about you looked at a wall. I looked at a whole bunch of bookcases, and I'm like in a room with the bookcases. And I'm like, what is going on here? So I got it down all the way to like 900.
wow.
I got rid of a lot, and I'm still getting rid of some more. And now I'm being very selective of the Funko Pops that I get. It's very selective. Like I think I got 0 pops from the Obi-Wan Kenobi show.
Yeah, I didn't get any
Even
from.
even though no, I lied. I do have one, but it's my boy Vader. It's the one with his face is the helmet is cut in half. I had to
Oh
get that
yes,
one.
I have that one too.
And then I got 1 pop from the Ahsoka show, and that's Sabine, and it was an Amazon exclusive. But besides that, I have none of the new pops. So
No, I have some of them new pop. I have some of these. So I have Ahsoka, Sabine, Hera, and Hugway. I have them. I love my space mom Hera, so I was like, let me get her too. And Sabine is my favorite Mandalorian, but like I said, animation, not.
animation, yeah. So yeah, just like you, kind of now limiting, and then even looking for deals. It has to be a deal with the inflation going up, the cost of milk and groceries. You
Yeah.
spend like $150 and got like 2 bags, and you're like, what did I buy? It's like I can like $12.99 for a Funko Pop, $13.99 doesn't justify it no more. But $3?
You'll
Now we
buy it.
talking. Now we
Like I
talking.
just bought, like I don't know, I think you've seen it, like the diamond exclusive
Yes.
Ahsoka that just got released, and then they said her universe said that, oh, it's only going to be at her conventions when she goes. So I was like, what happens if I don't get to go to one of these cons that she's at? Like I want her to come to the Jersey area. I know she did New York last year. I met her in Rhode Island, Ashley, the sweetest human, and Max, sweetest.
Nice.
D. Bradley, I met in New York. He's coming back to Rhode Island. He's coming to Rhode Island for the first time, so I can't wait to meet him again. But so I was like, what happens if I don't go to con and meet her? You know what happens? You know, like the people are gonna price that pop for like $50, $60. Like they're gonna get it to sell it. They're not gonna keep it because it's Ahsoka.
No.
Everybody, like you're gonna buy 2, you're gonna keep 1, and then you're gonna sell the other one, and it has the Her Universe sticker. Like, and that's their first exclusive ever of a Funko Pop. So I was like, where can I get it? So in Australia, Aussie Collectibles
Yep.
put it up. I spent $29 with the special Fungo sticker though. It doesn't have the Her Universe sticker, but
Oh, it's
yeah,
gonna have the Funko. Oh
just like with the
man.
Darth Vader I have. It doesn't
Yeah.
have like the one that's cut in half has a special Fungo edition. It doesn't have like I think it was a Target exclusive. It doesn't have Target exclusive on it. You know, it has the silver the Fungo sticker, which I'm not mad at. I really don't. As long as I have the Fungo Pop, you know, and then because I'll have the Fungo Pop and no one else will. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
they're not
that's
gonna
it. I
get it
definitely
from Australia.
wanted with Her Universe. I actually did my first purchase because they had that Clone Wars jacket
Fire.
season 7. on sale. So I just recently got that in the mail, and I was like, man. And then I got a bowling shirt. Looks like a bowling shirt, but it's in the back. It's the battle between Obi-Wan and Anakin from Episode 3. So I got that for Japan because obviously going to the Japan for Star Wars Celebration 2025, you got to look fly when you go out there.
Oh, so you're going to Celebration in 2025?
That is 100%. Unless I cannot physically walk, I will be going. Especially did a pat with my boy Tony, aka Star Wars Sith. You had
Yeah,
him on
I'm
your
excited.
channel. Me and him since 2017 have gone to every single Star Wars celebration together.
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
that's one of those things. Like I said, we're gonna be 70 years old with our canes, and we're probably gonna be arguing. We're like the Odd Couple. It's an old show, but it was like two friends constantly fighting with each
I know
other.
who you are. I know.
Yeah, so definitely that's definitely me and Tony. We are the Odd Couple right there.
And
So
we can be the Golden Girls, me, you, and Tony. We can be the Golden Girls.
yes, I love
I
the
want
Golden
to.
Girls.
Someone can be Rose, someone can be Blanche. Sophia. I want to be Sophia because I like the schmuck in her.
Sophia.
So we can do
Oh my
that.
god.
But yeah, like the Funko Pops these days. Like, you really got to collect what you really want. You can't collect everything you want because then you really like even with the pop moments. Like, I have the Ahsoka versus Maul one. They should have put
Oh,
like
that's good.
a back to it, or like a stand or something, like not two Funko Pops together and then pay $30 for it. You know what I mean? I did because it was Ahsoka and I love the Siege of Mandalore. But still, like, you should have put something on the bottom, like the fighting thing, like the Mandalore in the back and everything.
That would have been amazing.
Even with the Captain Rex and Jedi Punk Crow, like they should have done that too. They should have put the back of Umbrella, or Umbrella. I think I could say that, Umbrella, not Umbrella, but we know what we're saying.
Yeah, I think they got away from doing the moments, and I don't know why. The moments were so good. Like, there was at one point I was like, if I get rid of every Star Wars Funko Pop, I'll just keep all the moments because the
Yeah.
moments look good out of the box. You put them on the shelf, and you have them real high, and you just get to see scene by scene by scene. So you could say, like you said, that's the Siege of Mandalore. It would have been good to have a whole background, not just the two pops. But I guess I don't know if there was negative vibes. I know some of those movie moments for Star Wars went on sale because they weren't selling at $35. When they first came out, so they were really going on clearance. So I don't know. Maybe they just said, let's just stick to 2 packs and put like a cardboard background on it. But yeah, definitely that would have been better for me. Any scenes, especially from Rebels, Clone Wars, anything from back in the days, the OT or prequels. Like, I would love a scene of Natalie Portman and her episode 2 getting scratched in the back by that big beast.
Oh, by the beast.
I love movie scenes, so if they did stuff like that, I'll eat it all day. But again, I don't run Funko, even though Funko I've been collecting for 11 years. What's up? Like,
come on, this is our message to you, Funko. What the hell's going on in Funko world?
I don't know. Me and Tony talk about it all the time. It just seems like if you watch, our podcast, Rebel Collectors, you might think that we truly hate Funko or Hasbro. We just say things like they got to do better. And there was points where both companies, Hasbro and Funko, were really, doing their thing. Like they said, the kids say that they were cooking, and right now they're not cooking. Right now it's just straight frozen food. That's what they're giving us. And for me being a collector for so long, if you think about the amount of hours standing in line, they used to do midnight release, the amount of hours of me searching online, buying things online, the amount of money I spent on Funkos, like when you have fans like me and you're kind of disappointing somebody that's been with you for over a decade, it's not good. And they need to find a way where they could connect with a true fan like us. So we could either write a survey, hey, I jump on a Zoom call. You know what I'm saying? I work for a big company.
Meetings.
I jump in a Zoom call and let's go ahead. Let's talk about some numbers. Let's talk about Q4 numbers. What's going on? Let's do it.
And I think Funko is missing a big opportunity with the animation pops. You know,
Mm.
they're missing a big opportunity. Live action, they always do it. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say they don't do it, but for live action, they do it. But for animation, they don't. Like the Bad Batch season 2 got no Funko Pops. You
No,
know,
they changed their suits.
yeah,
Their suits
like,
changed colors. I mean,
and we should have got another Commander Cody. You
oh
know,
yeah, with the gray, yeah, white and gray. Like, what's going on?
with the gray. Who else could we got in there? Like maybe Fee or Sid. We don't want them, but at least have them out. Like even with the Rebels pops, like you can agree. Like we just got Ezra, we just got Sabine, the new ones. We just got Thrawn.
Hmm.
You know, now we need another Keenan. We need another Hera, Zeb, Chopper, and Callus. You know, where's our Agent Callus pop? You
Yeah,
know,
I
like
don't know.
we've been waiting for like Agent Callus. Even Governor Price you could throw in there, or Governor Lazati. You know,
Hey, I'll
like
take it. I'll take it. Governor Price. Yeah.
yeah, like or a Loth Wolf or a Loth Cat. You know what
Oh
I
my
mean?
god.
Like just imagine a Loth Wolf like with Ezra, like that in pot. Like they could do a pop moment of Ezra with the lightsaber in one of the episodes, and the wolves coming from behind him, and the eyes glow in the dark. You know,
Easily sold out. Easily, how many the
easily.
Rebel fans that I know, they'd be like, it's kind of like that meme or video that you see the guy like turning his head away, he's banging his
Yeah.
credit card on the table. Yeah, that would be me. Anything like that, I would love it. Because
but
right now I am 100. Well, I haven't got the Ezra in, but once I get that in, because I did pre-order it, I will be 100% complete with Rebels. So I used to be a completionist. That's why I got so many Funko Pops, because it was like trying to get them all. And
like
so I
Pokemon.
said I'm not gonna get anything. I try to stop being a completionist. But there's only one thing that I would be a completionist for, and that's Star Wars Rebels. Any Star Wars Rebels pops that come out, I will get it, because right now I'm 100% complete.
Yeah, like I have all the Rebels pops. I don't. I want to get another Thrawn pop, the first ever Thrawn pop, where his arms are in the back of him because Lars, the voice actor, is doing a signing. Uh, It'll be
Oh,
in June with Star Wars autographs, and I want to send some stuff in because, like I said, Thrawn is like my favorite Star Wars villain. You know, he's like my Sherlock Holmes. You know, he's James Bond. You know, you could throw him even that in there. Like I love Thrawn. I read all his books. I read his comics. Like the comics that just came out are fire. Um, and then you have the Rebels comics. Have you been collecting the Rebels comics that they have
no,
been?
I have not got no comics of Star Wars. I know Tony was telling me, "Are you crazy?" I got away from comics. So I used to collect comics back in the day. I had my box, and that I would do subscriptions to any variants, anything come out every Wednesday. I'll go in my box. They'll show me, hey, we put this variant away for you. We put this away for you, and purchase it. And they're all in the closet over here, all in the closet. Some of them got graded. They have the plastic, the hard protection. They're good, but they're just sitting there. I read through them all. I have them all. And I was like, you know what? This is getting kind of ridiculous. And the one that I collected the most was Power Rangers, because I'm also a big Power Ranger fan besides
Okay.
Star Wars. So that's why I kind of got away with it and away from it, because it's just there. I know myself. When I get into something, I go hardcore. Meaning, like, if I like something, that's why I try to get away from anything new and just stick with Star Wars, because my kids put me into Demon Slayer animation show,
Oh, that's really good. I don't watch it, but I heard a lot about
and now I got 20 Funko Pops of Demon Slayer. I got a freaking katana right here, freaking
it.
katana of Demon Slayer, right? And that's the thing. I told my kids, like, I can't be getting into things new, because then if I like it, I'm one of those that go into a deep rabbit hole. I want to know who made it, when it came out, when it's created, how many variants, what exclusives they have. I'm on eBay till 2 o'clock in the morning trying to get it. I'm like, nah, don't want to do it. So I see everybody collecting it. Don't get me wrong, I was really tempted, because again, my favorite character is Darth Vader. So I
Oh,
seen the Darth Vader comics. I seen all those variants. I'm like, oh, it would be dope just to have it here in my wall. But I'm like, don't do it, don't do it, Rick.
and the comics are so expensive. Like even the variants. Like a couple Thrawn ones that I wanted are like $50.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
how do you sell a variant for $50? People are gonna buy it, of course,
Hmm.
but like, how are you gonna buy that for $50? Like,
Yeah,
it's
some of them are limited. The ones that get me the most is the variants that are con exclusives.
oh yes,
Yeah,
those are
so some
Comic
of them are
Con
con
exclusive.
exclusive variants, and it doesn't even. Some of them don't even have the name of the con on the comic. It's
No,
just like it'll say Marvel, and they'll have a different variant, but it's just exclusive to that con. And then just unless you know somebody's going to that con, paying for it on eBay, they're gonna tax you on that.
even with the Star Wars Celebration stuff too, like they get how people get you. Like, oh, this is $5.99. No, it's not. It's like literally 20. It's like they'll bump it up. Like if it was a poster, they'll sell it for 200.
Oh
Star Wars
yeah,
posters.
definitely.
And it's like that's why I send people to get it. Like I'll send you people the money for it, but just get it for me at a regular price. You know what I mean? But it's hard to find people that go, like, especially in Japan now. Who's gonna go to the Japan one, because I don't know if I'm gonna. I've never been to Celebration. So
Never.
never. I have not been.
Ooh.
I hope
How
they do
about
one in New
ICC
York.
Con?
Oh, the Nashville one?
Yeah.
I haven't
And
done that one either.
oh, you
I
get
haven't
yeah.
been out, like, I could say, like, I did New York, I did Rhode Island. The Rhode Island one, like, I always go back to.
You
And New
did New
York,
York Comic Con,
yeah, but not this past year though.
and how
Last
was your first experience in New York Comic Con?
tired.
It's crazy, right?
Tired. It is literally the craziest thing in the world. Like it doesn't make sense to me actually.
I'm a big guy, so I'm a big guy. I need some space, and over there they don't care
No, they
about
don't.
space. And I'm like, where's Artist Alley? Because I love going to Artist Alley. Like you said, I love artwork. I love good artwork you can see in the background, and I also like some funny artwork with the Darth Vader kitty and Darth Vader duck over there. So I like artwork, and it was hard getting through. And a lot of people were asking me when I went to New York Comic Con. They were like, "Hey Ricky, there's a booth that's giving out this exclusive pin. Can you get it for me?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm just trying to be able to get stuff for myself."
Yeah, it's
It's
hard.
it's you like I remember seeing them running, and when we went the first day, this was back in 2018, so this is pre-pandemic, you
Oh,
know. And they're letting us in. We lined up. I got just happened to be that we stayed in the New Yorker in Manhattan, and we walked a couple blocks down. So I'm walking down with my bacon, egg, and cheese, standing in line, eating. They let us in. And all of a sudden, I see people running. I'm like, what are they running? This is ridiculous. Just go in. And they're running to the SH Figure Arts booth because I guess there was some exclusives,
oh
New
yeah.
York Comic Con, Dragon Ball, and you had to have a ticket. So once they pass out the tickets to purchase, that's it. And then it was so funny that people that got tickets were selling the tickets to people. Hey, you could only get this exclusive figure if you have this ticket. I'll sell you the ticket for $50. And I was like, bro, they gave you that ticket for free, but people were running. It was crazy. So I was
And then
like,
people will sell those tickets for more. Like they'll sell it to you right in front of your face.
yeah,
Like, here, you want my ticket? $50. Okay.
yeah, it's crazy. It was crazy, and I didn't get no autographs. So that was just me trying to get exclusives in the an exhibition floor and trying to go to the. I didn't get no autographs. I didn't go to any panels
Oh
in New
wow.
York Comic Con. It was very interesting, and I was like, okay, no. And now here in Orlando, we have MegaCon,
Yes.
which it is getting big every year. Like this past year or this past one this year,
Had
uh, you
everybody.
know, yeah, had everybody, and it was crazy, and it was getting packed, and I was getting triggered. Because it kind of reminded me of New York Comic Con. I was getting kind of triggered. I was like, oh no, it's
Oh, they're coming.
happening, it's happening. But I've learned at an older age that I am, I need VIP. You need to get VIP in order to. It's expensive to get VIP,
It is.
but to have a great experience, and you're just like strolling in, let me get my autograph. Peace, love meeting you. I'm out. Versus standing in line for 5 hours for Cameron Monaghan's autograph.
Oh, how would you met him?
Yes,
How was it? I want to meet that ginger.
he was great. He was great. Always smiled to everybody,
Okay.
shook your hand, said how how you doing. But man, waiting 5 hours, I didn't. Now don't get
Five
me
hours
wrong,
in his line?
I yeah, 5 hours in his
Oh my
line. And
god.
shout out to my boy Drewski. That day I had Hayden Christensen photo op at 12. So the con opens at I think 9:30. So I went straight to his line, and he didn't show up until 10 because they line you up even though you're in front of the table. The actor or artist is not there yet. So he showed up. He's strolling in at 10 with his handler, and I'm like, all right, this line should just go pretty quick. But I was in VIP, so they had a general line, and then they have a line for VIP, and the lady was taking VIPs to the table, and all the general line was waiting. Instead of doing a process where let me take two VIPs and
And
then
then two gen.
one general, two VIPs and one general. No, she was just emptying the VIP line. So the line was taking forever. And now it's 11:40. My photo op is at 12 p.m. I thought I would have been done with the autograph. I called my boy Drew and said, "Yo, I need a favor. I'm gonna go do my photo op. It should be quick because I've done photo ops in the past, and it's just kind of like you're out. The next person. So I'm like, I'm probably gonna be there for 30 to 40 minutes. Just hold my spot." So he jumped in the line. I go. I waited 2 hours for my photo op, even though it was at 12.
Oh my god.
Because the dual photo, which was with Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen, kind of went over a little bit in our time, and then they both left to go do autographs, and then they came back. So I was like, why did you put our time at 12
Yeah, you could have pushed it
if they were
back.
not gonna? Yeah, they should have put the photo time at 1 or 2 when they were done with photos. So I was standing in that line. My friend is texting me like, "Hey, you coming back? Are you coming back?" Because now the line is moving and he's getting to the front towards the table, and he's just letting everybody pass him. No, go ahead. You could go in front of me. You could go in front of me. So he's
Oh
doing
wow.
that, and then the people from the convention came up to him and say, "Hey, what are you doing? Are you going to get the autograph? Because you just keep on moving." He's like, "I'm holding this spot for my friend that was standing in this line for 2 hours already to get his autograph, and you guys messed up the time of the photo op. So he's over there stuck for 2 hours. I'm not getting out of this line until my friend comes back and he gets his autograph."
Oh, that's
So
good.
yeah, so that was a real true friend, Drew. That's why I was like, you know what, I can't do this. I can't do this again. So definitely, it doesn't
VIP.
matter how much it costs. I got to get VIP.
Yeah, I think even you can go in earlier, can't you? An hour
Yeah,
earlier.
you could go in earlier, but just the way that I seen VIP this year, just stroll in with a drink in their hand. Hey, how's it going? Can you sign this? I was like, bro, I need that. I can't be standing.
Now,
I'm
are
too
they
old.
there? Now, are the like the guests there when you walk in? So if you do, like, just say me and you were going to VIP for Rhode
Hmm.
Island Comic Con. Now, will they be there to sign autographs at that time, or they won't be out yet until probably 10 o'clock until the actual show starts?
I So here's the thing. They just show up whenever they want.
Ah,
So Tamora Morrison, I was in the line at 9:30 and he didn't show up until 11.
oh
But
wow.
he wasn't feeling well.
Oh,
So you think about an hour and a half in line, and then he shows up, and then the line is moving, but then all of a sudden, the VIP people see, oh, Tamora Morrison's here. Let's jump in the VIP line, and
also the
then they hold.
VIPs can just jump in any line that they want.
Yeah, because the line they clear out the VIPs quick. So literally, I
I guess.
did two autographs on Saturday, two autographs on Sunday. You're probably talking about D. Bradley was 5 hours, Cameron was 5 hours.
Wow.
Tamara Morrison was about almost 3 hours. But when I went to go see Iman Esfundi, who played Ezra in the live action,
Oh, okay.
it was 10 minutes. When I went to go see John Carlos Esposito, that played Moff Gideon, 18 minutes.
Really? So were the lines big or not really?
No. So
Uh,
that's the thing. It just really, I did not expect D. Bradley Baker, yes, because I wanted his autograph.
Oh,
I
he's
love
amazing.
Captain Rex, but he's also was Bad Batch. So you got to understand, a lot of people were gonna go. So this is the last season of Bad Batch. We
Yeah.
already knew that going into the MegaCon, so everybody just went there with Bad Batch helmets, toys, figures, because it's like, yo, we need D. Bradley Baker's autograph. So
Now
I
everybody
used
wants
to,
to be a Bad Batch fan.
yeah,
Everybody now.
all of a sudden
All of
they
a
want to
sudden,
watch
everybody
back.
wants to be your fan.
Yeah, and then everybody's like, "Oh, you guys stay up at 3 a.m. to watch cartoons, bro." Star Wars, man. Star Wars, not cartoons. Star Wars. Um, but yeah, so those lines were kind of long.
Wow.
My ankles were hurting. I remember going back to work after week. I should have known to take 2 days after that con, because I went all 4 days. Um, I did go. The only time I got to rest was when either I was eating or I was in the Hayden Christensen, Ewan McGregor's panel, sitting down. It's the only time I had to rest, because everything was lines, lines, lines.
Now, out of every celebrity you met, Ricky, which one is the nicest? Which one was the nicest person to meet there?
I'm gonna say Hayden. He's an angel. He's just, I don't know. I went into that booth where they, or whatever it is, where they take the photos, and we locked eyes, and I couldn't speak. I'm like, oh, so now I know how the ladies feels when they see like their artists. I had that moment, and he looked at me, and he looked at my shirt, because I had a big Hayden shirt on. He's like, "Oh man, that's so cool." Then I'm not saying anything, and he's like, puts his hand on me, so he touched me,
Oh my
and
god! I
he's
would have
like,
never watched my shoulder.
yeah, he's like, "Are you all right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm." And I remember the only thing I could say is, "You are you.
And
You are
I am me.
you." Yeah, you are you. Like, I watched you so many years. And he's like, "Yeah, come on, let's take this photo," and puts his hand around. I was like, man,
Oh, that's so
this
nice.
guy, this guy so much. So definitely, I wish I got his autograph. I should have brought my Darth Vader helmet to get it signed by him. So hopefully he comes back to MegaCon again, or goes to Japan. Even though autographs would be a little bit more expensive at Star Wars Celebration, that's what I learned. It's kind of cheaper if you go to
A
some of
con.
these cons that are not, if they're not, if it's New York, San Diego, if it's Star Wars Celebration, it's the prices go up a little bit. If it's like something like maybe Awesome Con that's coming up this weekend, then it might be a little bit lower, because I think Rosario Dawson
Yep.
autograph is like 135
Oh wow.
in Awesome Con. I'm like, bro, that's a steal to just
Yeah.
meet Rosario Dawson, get your autograph, live action Ahsoka. So, but yeah, he's been the nicest, um, the coolest. Like, that person that I just say, like, I call him the cool uncle, man. John Carlos Esposito. He was styling and profiling, got the suit on, the glasses on,
The
great
hat.
smile. Yeah, he had the hat on the side of the table. Like, I was like, you know what? That's your cool uncle. The uncle that always stays fly and fresh. It doesn't have any kids. Is not married. He's just, doing his thing. That's the way I felt that he was, and I had to tell him. I said, "Man, you look fly today." He's like, "You know how I do?" I was like, "Oh shoot, all right." And then,
He's really nice. I heard he's really nice in real life. He's really
yeah,
nice.
really nice person. I've seen him so many times come around the table, take pictures, shake hands with little kids. So that's the cool thing. I mean, yeah, a lot of people are gonna say yes, they get paid, and but anybody that's coming to stand for hours and sign for hours, to the end of the con, they deserve to get paid. It is a job, but I like how they take the time. I don't like artists that just kind of rush through, because it's
They
like,
just
this is the
sign
one
it.
moment. Yeah, you don't know this person saved 3 4 paychecks to come here and see you, drove maybe all over 2 state lines, spend money on a hotel because they come in on Saturday, because you are here, and this is the only day they showing up. You don't know, so it might as well make their day. You know.
I think the sweetest human I met is Ashley. She took the time.
Oh, man.
talked. Like I was at her booth for about 15, 20 minutes, a good 15, 20 minutes. And she was talking to everybody. Like she was like, it was my first con ever. Like have I been to New York? I think New York was that past month. I don't remember. So I went to Rhode Island and I was like, I'm going to go meet Ashley. And then I was like, and then Matt got announced towards the end. Like it was maybe a week or two before the con. And I was like, I'm going now. Like it's Anakin and Ahsoka. Like I have to go. Matt, he was a sweet, and it was like almost COVID time is over. I think it was like 2 years ago. So probably COVID was still lingering, but not really. Matt, the sweetest human. Like I was starstruck. Like that was my first, I was shaking. The lady actually had to ask me, you're so nice. Are you okay? Like, are you like, are you okay? Like, are you like I was like, can I ask him to sign my name to it? Like, can I I was like, I don't know how to speak. I was like, she was like, yeah, you could do it. She was like, go ask him. He's very nice. She was like, and I'm thinking, okay, you work for him. Of course you're gonna say he's nice. You know, I would say that too. So I go up to him, he wears the mask. Such a nice human being. Matt is the sweetest human. He was talking to me and he was like, you want a character name on it? You want Anakin on it? I was like, yes, please. I was like, please do. Because I was like, I didn't know what to say. Like, will they do it? Like, I like to get things in my name. So like Chris Scevoli, I like to have that because I'm never going to sell that. So it's always, I want things in my name that I'm going to cherish forever, like put on the walls when I get a house and stuff like that. And then it was off to Ashley. So Matt's line was it was short. Ashley's line was zigzag, almost to the back, almost like going into where like you would get like artwork, like stuff like that, like stuff like that. So me and her were matching. I have this is the same hoodie she wore. This one right here. And then I had the Ahsoka Tano pants, and then I had custom Air Forces on of Ahsoka. Oh. Yeah. So, and she immediately picked me out of the line. She was like, oh my God, we're matching. I was like, kill me now. Just shoot me. Is she talking to me? My friends were like, Chris, she's talking. I said, no, she's not. She's not talking to me. She's not talking to me right now. So she made eye contact. She talked to me. And she was like, she knew who I was from Instagram. She was like, we're Instagram friends. I know Chris. Oh, wow. I was like, nice. Oh my God. Are you going to, like, how am I going to die? Is this how I die? Like, this is how heaven works? So I went up, she showed me, I showed her my Air Forces, and she told me about like Ahsoka. We were talking about Ahsoka. She signed a lot for me. I spent like over $1,000 just getting autographs from her. And she was like, here's your name. Let's put it in your name. How do you spell your last name? Like, she was the sweetest. And then she was like, you want to take a picture? I was like, it will be my honor, man. So we took the picture, and she was the sweetest human. She's so small. She's my height. She's about 5'4", maybe 5'5". Okay. She's about that height, but she is like the sweetest human. And then I met her again going to the booth with Anakin and Ahsoka. Like I did the duo.
The photo op?
Yeah, the photo op, which I was like, should I do the photo op? Because I was thinking about not doing it because I was like, I could just get pictures of them separately. Like that would be awesome. But then I was like, you know what? Once in a lifetime, I think. So I was like, let me get Sniffs and Sky Guy. But I really want to meet James Arnold Taylor, who voices Obi-Wan. I really want to meet him. Dee Bradley, of course, I want to see him in Rhode Island again. He will be at Rhode Island Comic-Con this year, November. So I want to meet him again, get my Captain Rex stuff. Because like I said, I'm a big Captain Rex fan since the beginning. So, and then I have I'm collecting like the animation posters, like the Tales of the Jedi and then the Clone Wars. And then I don't know if you saw, but an artist came out. I don't know what his name is. Gilly FX. He came out with like the Revenge of the Sith poster, but with the animation faces. Oh no! I'll send it to you. I'll send you the message on Instagram. But he sent me the file to print it out. Oh, it is beautiful. I'll show you after we're done here. It is the most beautiful thing I ever seen in my life. Like it has Padme, Anakin, Mace, Obi-Wan, not Ahsoka because Ahsoka's not in Revenge of the Sith, but technically she was because we see in Tales of the Jedi. So I have that poster, and it's a 24 by 36 that I'm gonna get signed by like Padme, the Catherine Tabor, like everybody in the Clone Wars. You know, I don't have to just get who's on the poster. I can get whoever's in the Clone Wars. So that's really cool. So that's one of my missions, and I have a lot of like things that I want to get signed, but I don't have the money to do that yet. I
But
think you need money
I'm
to get
glad
like.
to see. I'm glad to see Ashley's the same way because so James and Matt's line was not too long.
Oh, okay.
But I kind of like, so what I did was when I got ready for MegaCon, I was like, I put the list of everybody that I want autographs or photo op. The only photo op that I wanted was just me and Hayden. And Tony was like, "You don't want one when Obi-Wan." And I love Ewan McGregor, and he's great and great Obi-Wan. He's always gonna be my Obi-Wan, but it's just all about me and Hayden. I'm sorry. I just want to be me and Hayden. So that was the photo op, the only photo op I wanted. But when I was going to the autographs, I was like, oh, I gotta pick. And I was like, I really love Captain Rex. I've been dying to meet D. Bradley Baker. And I did want Ashley's autograph as well, but I want to say, if I was correct, I think her autographs kind of sold out on the days that I was going to do autographs, right?
Oh wow. Now wait, I have
So
a question. Can you pay money like
ahead.
up? Oh, you can do that. Okay,
Yeah,
because
you
I
could do
did that one.
ahead, or you could do ahead, and to me, I feel like it's always good to do it ahead. So her autographs were sold out, but they were all together. Like it was one table after the other. So Matt and James line they were both in the middle, nobody there. So I'm in D. Bradley Baker's line. That's like you said, zigzag line took forever, and I'm looking over Ashley's, and Ashley's line is crazy. Her husband was there. I think she
I
had
love
family
them.
members,
Yep.
and she was just taking her time. She was taking her time. She was coming around the table, giving people hugs, taking pictures, talking to them. And I just found myself standing in D. Bradley Baker's line looking at her table. So I'm like, my girl's like, okay, the line's moving. So I'm like moving this way like this, but I'm still looking at her table. And I was like, that was one of the things I was like, dang, she always comes here to Florida. I guess I don't know if she lives here.
She does.
Um,
She does in
she
Florida.
does? Okay,
Yeah.
because she goes to a lot of cons here. So that's one of the things that I said, okay, I was kind of bummed out that I didn't get her autograph, but just seeing the way she just interacts with her fans, and then especially if you have any her the product, her
Yep.
universe, she calls it out, she loves it, she thanks you for purchasing it. So I'm
I
like,
love
dang.
her universe. That's like
I
my
was like,
favorite Star Wars store, actually.
I'm like, you know what? I need to get her autograph. So that's definitely one. Now the thing I've been doing is getting autographs made in plaques. So
Oh, okay.
like they'll have like a background or something. So now it's just trying to figure out. I'm really tied to. I love the young Ahsoka. She was such a smart ass, and I
Yeah,
love that about her because Anakin got a little taste of what he did to Obi-Wan.
he did.
Yeah. So I love how that roles were reversed, and Anakin was trying to like teach her the right way, and like you got to do this, you got to do that, and she's like crossing her hands and giving him the eyes and like why, and I'm like, oh yes, love it. So I think that is probably what I'm gonna do is like the young Ahsoka. If I don't get the plaque, I'll definitely get the young Ahsoka sign my Funko Pop. But I just love it, and I'm like,
Yeah,
dang, I should have did it at MegaCon, but I know she comes here a lot, so I was like, definitely, if I wait until next year, MegaCon, she's gonna be topless. I got to make sure I get that on top of my list. She's number one. I got to get her done, and then I figure out everybody else afterwards.
like so far now, like Rhode Island, it's in November, so they're not announcing anybody really. But they announced Steve Bradley, so his autograph's about $60. So
Oh,
I have to
yeah.
just do like in my head, how many can I get? How much do I
Mhm.
spend on D. Bradley Baker? What do I really need to get signed? Like I have his Captain Rex pop, like I have like the Ahsoka pop. Like I have the poster. I have this. I have that. I have the toys, like the old back in the day, like from Toys R Us toys of Captain
Mm.
Rex. I start collecting those. Um, yeah, like D. He's very nice. He's very like stand up guy though. He's like he wants like you can see he's funny, but he's like, is he being serious about it or he's really like meaning? You know what I mean? Like, is he really serious or he's like kidding about it? But D. Bradley Baker's a sweetheart. My dream that I really want to meet in there is the Rebels cast, of course.
Oh
I want to
yes.
meet everybody from Rebels. But I think like out of everybody, like I love Ashley meeting. I really want to meet Thrawn. Like,
Oh
oh,
Lars.
Like I want to just
Yes.
stand next to him and just I want to tell him you're my god. Like you are. Can you just speak to me? Hit me. Like just hit me. You know, like I don't care. I won't press charges. Like just hit me, man. Like I just love how he brought Thrawn to like animation, live action. Like I said, live action's way different than we got in
Mhm.
animation. Like you look at them and they'll be like, who the hell is that Thrawn and who's that Thrawn? You know, there's two different Thrawns. Like the live action Thrawn didn't really give me the oomph about what it gave me in live action, what it gave me in animation. But I really
So
want to meet Lars.
yeah, I would love to meet him. I would love to do a photo op where like I'm just looking up at him like this because he's
He
definitely
is tall.
tall. So just looking up at him and maybe him just with a serious face. That would just be an awesome picture because that's one thing we talked about Thrawn is that he is not a Jedi.
No,
He's nor Sith. Doesn't have no power. The only power he has is his
big
brain.
mind.
And the thing is, like, he researches his enemies. He
Oh yeah,
researches everything. He'll know what you guys ate when you were born, what you went to school at, who are your parents, how long you've been living there. I was like, it is crazy. Very smart man. Very
yeah.
smart man.
And then when you were telling me about what photo op, you have to look up the comic, but it's the comic when they first came out. The first Thrawns, not the Thrawn Alliance ones.
Oh, okay.
There's one with him, Thrawn, standing over, like him leaning over, and Governor Price is there. So you can even do that
Mm.
one. He can be leaning. I don't know how tall Lars is, so I really don't know. And I don't know how tall you are. So you could reenact that comic, like that comic cover. You just standing there like this, and then Thrawn like coming over you like that.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I hope he does. I believe, I don't know exactly, but I believe he is doing one con.
Yes, the voices of cancer.
Yeah, he's doing one con. But I just hope I hope he gets announced for MegaCon. That would be amazing. That
That'd
would
be
be amazing. And I know that would be somebody that everybody's gonna jump on ASAP. Because if
yeah,
you love Rebels, you're gonna want to get his autograph and photo op.
yeah,
If you love the Ahsoka show, gonna want to get his autograph and his photo op. So I know that he will be top priority as well for me if he comes to MegaCon.
yeah. Like one of my top, like I said, the Rebels cast. Like I really want to meet all of them. I was supposed to meet Freddie Prinze Jr. the time I went
Yeah.
to Rhode Island with when Ashley was there, but I couldn't find him. I don't know if we just did Friday, Saturday, and didn't do Sunday because I think I went on a Sunday. I think I
Mm.
went on a Sunday, so I didn't get his days. And then there's a room in Rhode Island where it's like downstairs, like it's in a stadium and stuff like that. And maybe he was there that I didn't realize he was there. But I don't think Freddie Prinze Jr. is like that big of like he's a big actor, but I don't think he's a big actor where you have to separate him from like
Yeah, from everybody.
Ashley, his Rebels cast. You know what I mean? Like you could put him with his Rebels cast. But I want to
I
meet
thought you were
Freddie.
gonna tell me he canceled because I know he canceled at a couple cons. Like they'll
He might have
promote him that
canceled.
he's coming, and then he didn't show up. I know he was supposed to. I know Tony is a big Rebels fan. He's the one that put me on. Shout out to Tony,
So
and
what's
he
it?
has a nice Rebels poster where he's getting all the voice actors to sign,
Yeah,
and there was supposed to be a photo op with all of them. It was supposed to be a Rebels reunion, and Freddie Prinze Jr. canceled.
yeah.
So I was like, dang. So I know he needs Freddie Prinze Jr.'s autograph and Lars.
Yes,
And if he
Lars.
could, this would be, it would be amazing because we somebody brought it to our attention. Dave Filoni voiced Chopper.
Yes, he did.
You technically need Dave Filoni's autograph
And
to
Dave
get on the
Filoni is
voice.
like so hard to get. Like you have to
Yes.
catch him like outside of his house. Like you got to catch him outside because he ain't coming anywhere.
All you have to say is like, "Hey, you've been subpoenaed. Can you sign this here?"
Yeah,
And
like
then
I know where
recite
you
it to
live. Like
poster
I won't
by.
say anything. I know what your house looks like. I know what your dog looks like. Just sign this for me. Just do it. Just say, like his neighbors. I would be like that if he was my neighbor. I'll be sending him packages every day. Like and let his wife take him to his table. As long as they're there. As long as I know he has them.
Yeah,
Right there. But that's even I have a Star Wars Rebels poster, like a 24 by 36. Like I got the Bad Batch poster into with my daughter Omega on the cover of it, front and center. That's my daughter. I taught her.
My daughter. You didn't say your daughter's name right. It's Omega.
Omega. I say
It's
Omega.
Omega.
I say Omega. It's either or, either or. But she's the one that I want to get some autographs from. I know she did. She only did Star Wars Celebration once.
Yeah.
And then she did Star Wars autographs again, which I got a lot from her photos. Not around my room because I don't have any room to put more, but eventually I will. But like I want to get like the animation posters. Like I know it's the final season, but like the other posters Bad Batch had were good. They weren't great, but they were good. But now like this one like means something. This.
Yeah. Where is it at? Is it over here? Give me a second. Let me show you something.
All right. I'll take my time.
So
I know what you're gonna show me. I do not have that poster.
Yeah, this is from Star Wars Celebration.
It is
in Anaheim.
Donate to the Chris Foundation.
I'm sorry.
I said, do you want to donate it to my foundation?
I don't know about that, Chris, but yeah. So we got this after a panel. So there was a Bad Batch panel for season 2. We got to see like the trailer, the season 2, and then they said, "All right, everybody's getting a free poster. All you got to do is go to Hall this and show them your ticket." So this would be. I always said if I obviously I could get D. Bradley to sign this. He could sign it like 5 different times since he voices all of them. But if I was gonna get one autograph, this would be it because this is a dope poster to me. But definitely episode 3 or season 3 poster would be awesome because it's the last one, and that poster I believe has Darth Sidious on there.
It does.
Yeah, so that would be dope to have. But yeah, I used to collect a lot of posters. I used to work in AMC theaters, so I used to collect a lot of movie posters because after it's on there, and the employees could call dibs. Like I'll take that one. A Summer of Sam movie that came out, I'll take it. Episode 1, I'll take it. If it was a Jurassic Park movie that came out, I'd be like, hey, I'll take it. So I used to collect a lot of movie posters, but then I stopped because I started running out of room.
Yeah, like I have a lot of like Ahsoka art around my room. Like anything Ahsoka is on in my room. But like I have like a storage. I don't know if you've seen like those Amazon things that you can put stuff in, like those Amazon boxes that you can lift up, like those, and then they can't get wet or anything. It's great. They have great boxes. I have a lot of like that is all unsigned. Like in my garage, it's all unsigned. Like Funko Pops. What else is in that box? A lot of posters. I have a lot of posters. Like I have a Rebels poster. Did I get that signed? I don't think I got it. But like everything that I have not signed in my name is getting sold. Like I want things in my name because I'm gonna keep them for like ever and ever.
Of course. I mean, why would you want to sell an experience? People ask me, that's how I could tell the people that are like resellers. They're like, hey, are you gonna get that graded? Well, why do I want to get graded?
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be worth money. I say, okay, that's cool. You could tell me that poster's worth $1,000. That's awesome, but it's gonna say to Ricky.
It's gonna say to Ricky.
And I can only sell it to somebody named Ricky.
Yeah, I think I got Ashley and Matt to sign the comic book, like the Clone Wars comic, and it's amazing. I wanted to get it, like I do want to get it graded, but for me, not for anybody else. Like but it's not like authenticated because I need to go to the authentication people to authenticate the autograph. So I totally forgot that too. So I was like, okay, so no one else will do that. They got to go to authenticate it. That'll take weeks, or because they have to match the signature with that. I was like, you know what? I ain't got time for this. I'll just keep it in my own collection. I'll buy like a little comic protector, put it in there, hang it on my wall.
Boom, put them on the wall. Yep.
I don't need it graded. I graded it myself. It's
they had that at MegaCon. I believe it was It was either like $15 just to get like because they know you're a megacon. They know you got the autograph. They have proof what the signature looks like. So you just say, "Hey, I just got D. Bradley Baker's autograph signed on this. Can I get authenticized?" And they put a sticker on there. They
Oh, they
put a
do.
sticker on there with a number. I don't know, and then they give you like a little card that has the same number of the sticker on there, and that's it. It's done. And then you could get it graded if you want to get graded.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, I'm not trying to knock it. I understand people want to knowing the value or something is pretty. It sometimes makes it you want it even more. I think I'm more big of on the experience. If I got a story to tell you, if it took me like 10 hours, or it took me that I went to a diner and I ran into them and they signed a napkin, you know, hey, it's all about the story behind it. I'm not so much about getting things graded, but
Yeah,
I'm
me
also
either.
not trying to knock it because I know that's something that people do. There's that people collect purses, people collect colognes, watches, graded stuff, Funko Pops. I mean, it's whatever people like.
Yeah, and I think my biggest thing for this year is like I have the Rebels poster, the final season of Rebels. I have the final Clone Wars poster, like 24 by 36. I have the Revenge of the Sith Clone Wars poster. Um, I'm getting the Bad Batch poster printed. And I think that's it. Like that's all my. Those are my top three animation shows. Like I love animation. Like I went to the Ahsoka premiere when Anakin showed up. That episode where you go back to the Clone Wars.
Mm,
I was in
hmm.
theaters for that.
Oh,
And they
nice! You
gave
got the
us
poster?
yeah, they gave us 11 by 17 poster.
Oh wow!
Um, it was good. It wasn't like I said. I'm not a big fan of live action. I'm not. But it's a Ahsoka show, so I was watching it. Everybody was yelling, screaming. I was just sitting there.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah,
Wow.
like that's when Captain Rex showed up. Then we got young Padawan Ahsoka.
So how did you feel about that? Seeing a live action Captain Rex?
I miss D. Bradley. That's what I was thinking. Because, like you grew up with Captain Rex as D. Bradley. It's good to
Mhm.
see him live action. Like, I'm not saying that. But, like, that was your childhood. D. Bradley Baker, you known him for Rex and Cody. You know what I mean? And then you get to Mia Morrison, which his voice is not really unique. His voice
Mhm.
is really not spectacular. Like D. Bradley Baker's, he gives all the clones an identity. He gives Rex an identity. He gives Cody what is that? I just said it. You know what I'm saying though.
Identity, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then the Bad Batch. Look what he did with the Bad Batch.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Like
It is so crazy. Um, when I explained it to my girlfriend, I was telling her, that's one person, right? She's like, "What?" So then I actually showed her. Like I always love the voice actors behind the scenes when they record them, and you see
yes,
their facial expression and them getting ready. And the man got talent. It's crazy.
he
That's
does.
why I was like, that's why I made sure 100% I had to go get his autograph at MegaCon because I was like, I need to get his autograph. He
Yeah.
voices Rex first of all. That's one, and then being the voice of all the Bad Batch, it's a no brainer that you got to get him. You got to meet him, sweet man, and then getting his autograph. Only thing the line took forever, but hey, that's the sacrifice I took to meet D. Bradley Baker.
I know that's gonna be my sacrifice, but I'm buying the VIP tickets. And then he voices Batcher.
Yeah,
He voices like everybody. Like he voices William, like in SpongeBob. He
SpongeBob. Yeah.
he voices Appa in The Last Airbender. Um, who else does he voice? He voices a lot of people. Like it's really like I was looking at. I lost count of who I was looking at because
Oh,
it's
and
like
here's how many people he's
it's
voiced.
like thousands. You could say that. I could say hundreds, hundreds. And then I really want to meet James Arnold Taylor because he voices a lot of people too, like Johnny Test. He voices. Um, I don't know what that game's called with the little fox. What's that old game called? He it's with a
With the fox.
fox.
Oh, is it a fox or is it Crash Bandicoot? No.
Yes. Okay.
Right.
That. Yeah.
Mhm.
Crash. I call it a fox. It looks like a fox. But it's a coyote probably. But yeah, he voices all those. I want to meet James Arnold Taylor. I hope he comes to Rhode Island. I hope, like, I want to meet T.C. Carson, who voices Mace Windu.
Oh yes,
He
TC
was
Carson.
in
Yes.
he was in Florida. I don't know for what con, but he was there. He was in Rhode Island last year I missed out on the opportunity to meet him.
Uh
I really wanted to meet him because what he did with Mace Windu, he brought that character to life. Like Samuel L. Jackson, you know, he did a great job. But like I said, animation. Like I'm so biased. Like you probably will hate me after the show.
no, but that's the thing, right? So we talk about it's so cool that people get into Star Wars for different reasons, right? So I got into Star Wars because of the original trilogy, and then but I consider myself more of a prequels fan because I those are the three movies that I first watched in the movie theaters. So movies, those prequels are going to be like always like number one to me. You love the animation, and just by looking at your face, I'm assuming you're very young. So when these animations came out, that was something that you connected with that brought you into the Star Wars universe. And that's what I saw with the Mandalorian show. So my daughter is 16, going to be 17 years old this year,
Oh wow.
and she fell in love with Grogu, and
Oh,
she
that's
fell
very
in love
cool.
with the Mando show, and she bought her, I bought her, she wanted me to buy her a brick head, that it was the brickhead Lego of Mando and Grogu. We just recently, I think 3 weeks ago, she finished Kenobi.
Oh
So
wow.
because I don't, my kids don't live with me; they come every other weekend. So when they hear, they want to catch up. And but what the cool thing about them is that they have Disney Plus at home, in their home in my ex's house. And I'm like, so you guys could watch, Bad Batch, and my son who's gonna be 13, he's like, but Dad, I want to watch Bad Batch with you, and then they want to watch. So that's kind of good to me that they're not a fanatic, but something connects them. So my son loves Bad Batch, my daughter loves Mando, you love animation, I love the prequels. But if we talk about Anakin, Padme, Darth Vader, we all know who they are. So that's
Yeah.
what brings it. That's what connects us. So that's why I don't knock it. What I'm saying, I used to knock animation back in the days because I was like, hey, to me, I thought only live action was canon. But even now, there's people that are extended, the EU, the expanded universe of Star Wars, all those novels and books and backstories and all the adventures that Luke had that were never in movies that I'm hearing about, or the Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
Those are all things that people got into that necessarily not in my lane, but it brings them into Star Wars. So I love hearing you love animation. It's great because I love animation too, but I'm starting to love more things of Star Wars. Except for the Resistance animation show. Don't show me that. That was trash. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
I'm
didn't watch that
sorry.
one. I could say like I haven't watched that one. I don't
Okay,
know.
yeah. I gave it an episode and no, sir. Tales, Tales for Days, Jedi Tales, love
No,
it.
Tales of the Jedi.
Um and yeah. And Vision's okay. Not all episodes of Visions are created equal, but I'll watch
Season
it if
one
they
was season one was way better than
better
season
than
two.
season two. I definitely give you that. But that's the thing. You right now the biggest, well, not the biggest thing, but last year the biggest debate was Andor. And I was one of the fans that didn't like Andor. And I think the reason why I didn't like Andor is because there are so many Star Wars characters alive during that time that we did not see in any of the episodes.
Yeah,
Don't get me
I
wrong,
can
I
agree.
love spies, espionage, thrillers. They didn't have to be a lightsaber battle, but just to mention seeing Vader still alive. Where's Vader at? Where's Palps? Like those are
Or just
people
have
that,
mentions of them.
yeah, they could have put an episode in there and got. So that's how what they failed to do to me was you have to hit everybody, right? If I have a show, I have to maybe bring in a character that was in an animated show and bring them in live action. Boom, I got the animated fan. They're gonna bug out. Oh my god, they brought him in the show. It's live action now. I got you. I got to bring in somebody like Palpatine or Darth Vader. Boom, I got the old trilogy fans. Yo, Vader showed up again. Palpatine showed up again. This is around that time. So that's what I feel like they missed in Andor, because I love Rogue One. Rogue One, I love hands down. I was like, wow, let's see how this movie's gonna be. Watch it in the movie theaters opening weekend, and I just stood up. Me and my friend stood up from the chairs and just started clapping.
Yeah, Rogue
So
One is like Endor to me was like a James Bond. I didn't finish Endor, so I can.
there you go.
I
It wasn't that good enough for you to finish.
yeah, like I wasn't like it was like a spy mystery, which I like spy. Like I like the James Bond and stuff like that, but it didn't catch my attention Endor because I felt like it was just a run along sentence. Like everything was it didn't it really okay, we're hiding from the Empire. Okay, great. That's congratulations. Everybody's doing that, in that time. But nothing really was like, wow, the only thing that caught my eye was when they went to his shop
Yeah.
and then they had all like the artifacts, like from the prequels and Clone Wars, or like a Wookiee, or like he had everything. I don't know, I forget his name, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing that caught my attention. Other than that, I really stopped reacting to the episodes for my channel. I think I only did
Oh
probably
wow. Okay.
yeah. I just watched it regularly because I wasn't excited watching it.
Unless you love cereal, then that show's all for you.
Yeah, yeah. Like it kept going to him eating cereal and his mom talking to him. I really don't care. Like
you're giving me flashbacks of my mom talking to me when I'm trying to eat cereal.
cereal,
Like you're
yeah.
trying to trigger me right now.
Yeah, like this morning I ate cereal and my grandma's talking to me when I wake up. I don't want to be bothered. Leave me alone, I'm still half asleep, people. So I think that was like I tell my friend to watch it. If he wants to watch it because it leads into Rogue One, where Cassian Andor is. But it's just so drawn out. It's like, okay, when is it? Like, what are we doing here? Like,
yeah,
like Cassian should be doing something else than being a prisoner and one way out. Like, it should be more than that. Like, where is like
when you watch Rogue One, Cassian was a badass.
yeah.
Cassian's a badass. So I was like I said, I was looking forward to Andor. I was looking forward because I'm like, if it's anything like Rogue One, I'm down for it. Now, supposedly this season that's going to be coming up, it's going to be a little bit. It basically leads into the events of Rogue One, so it's going to be a lot of fast pace. So I'm hoping that it's a little bit better, and people could say yes, season 2 hands down way better than. But to me, it kills me that they put even the amount of money they spent, because obviously they're shooting in locations, but then you put Obi-Wan and Anakin, you have Hayden Christensen reprising his role, and you have Ewan McGregor, who's an amazing actor, but they put him in that big screen. I forgot what it's called, but they don't even put him out like in locations. They're filming in that big dome screen.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't remember the name right now. Something, not the vault. The something with, I believe is with a V. I'm not sure. Don't kill me, fans, because I don't know. All right. But yeah, there's a lot of things. But again, there's gonna be people that's gonna be drawn into Andor, and I'm pretty sure there's some people that just watched Andor and never seen anything Star Wars before,
Yeah.
and be like, "Yo, that show's amazing." Maybe that brings them into Star Wars. So
Yeah.
I get it. They're trying to hit different people to draw them in to the Star Wars universe. So if you like Andor, I'm not gonna knock you. I just know it wasn't for me, and that's fine. I have to understand that not everything that they create is gonna be for me. That's it.
And I think even with the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, that was a big miss. The book, like just like the book of Boba Fett was a big miss. You're missing out, and then you have Ahsoka, which it was a great story, but it felt like rushed. It felt like a rushed storyline, which we got flashbacks, which we wanted. Everybody was talking about it. This is what we want. We want live action. We want them back together again. And I just, for the Ahsoka series, I'll always say this: I didn't feel it. I didn't feel the emotions. I didn't feel like like you can get an animation like we saw what happened last week with Omega and Hunter and Wrecker. Like I was almost tearing
Here, yes.
like I felt like Wrecker's so happy that he's seeing his little like girl again, and Hunter like we missed you, kid, and stuff like that. You know, we feel that with live action. I just don't feel it. Like I don't. It doesn't. Like I wanted when I saw that first scene with Anakin and Ahsoka, I wanted to be like, "Oh my god, let me cry!" Like that was my instant reaction when I first saw it. But then I thought about it. I was like, "Why am I going to cry over this?" Like there's no emotion to this. Even when like they're standing there talking to each other, it's like I don't feel it. Like everybody else felt it like in the theater because I saw it in the theater, but I didn't feel it.
I think it was more of
Fan
um
service.
it was fan service. It was more of, even though I know to some people Rosario Dawson is not the best Ahsoka, and a lot of people love Ashley, and no knocks to Rosario Dawson, but Ashley is always going to be Ahsoka to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But just having an Ahsoka in live action, it's like, okay, finally, because for many years, and I was one of those people. I can't knock it. For many years, Clone Wars and the Ahsoka didn't get the respect.
Yes, correct. When she
So
first
they didn't get
started.
the respect. She was annoying. Then you have males that like, well, we don't need a female Jedi. They were being very negative around it. So I feel like it was a win for the people that had been backing Ahsoka for many years and been like, yes, she's live action. So I think that moment, and then, come on, man, you put Hayden.
Yeah.
Hayden just melts the hearts of everybody, even if he has Sith eyes and looking evil. So just putting him on the screen, it feels good, because even the same thing you could say about Hayden. They thought, and some people still think it. His acting's terrible. That's what people think. The prequels were terrible. The CGI was bad, and they talked about it. 20 years later, that now those kids that grew up watching the prequels are adults now, and they have kids, and they're the ones that showing up to the con, showing the love to Ewan McGregor and Hayden, because that, to them, that's their Star Wars. And so then I have to, even though I don't support the sequels, I don't really like them so much. There's kids that grew up with that,
Yeah.
so to them, Ray, I can't believe they called her Skywalker, but Ray,
I do the same thing.
Ray is like their Luke,
Yeah.
and Ray is like my generation's Anakin. So 20 years from now, you're gonna have people showing up to cons that wants Daisy Ridley's autograph.
Yeah.
You
Like
know,
I think with that, I don't. No, I'm not gonna get her autograph. I'm not gonna run for her. You know, I'm not gonna go meet her. Even with Kylo Ren, like I think people like them because of what they brought to the table. To me, it's always about the story.
yes,
What are you bringing as a story to Star Wars? To me, Rey was not a Skywalker. She's a Palpatine. Like it or not, she's not Rey Skywalker. Like, that's it. Like, she's not. She changed her name because she got trained by Luke and saw Leia and Luke as a Force ghost. But that's all. You know? And her new movie's coming out, which I'm not excited for because it takes 25 years after Rise of Skywalker. What the hell happened the first 5 years? What happened the year after that? You know? Like, what? Like, are you people, like, mentally challenged?
I don't
Or,
know
like,
what they're doing.
like
Don't know what they're
25
doing.
years, you're going to have in 25 years a whole new Jedi Order. You're not going to show me how she built it because that's going to take up most of the movie. You know, you're showing 25 years later after the Rise of Skywalker, which I don't understand that. That they should have showed it the first 5 years or her building it and then have a trilogy of her building the Jedi Order and then suddenly a Sith comes. Because that's what you're going to do. You're going to have apprentices. You're going to have Sith. You're going to have, because the Sith never die. You know,
Nope.
you're always going to have, but I don't want another Palpatine again. No, sir. Get rid of him. Thank you. He's no fan service, no nothing.
Also, you don't want sometime. You don't want, is it somehow Palpatine's back again?
If that happens, I'm walking out of the movie. Like that's it. Like you're gonna have my reaction is gonna be worldwide. You're gonna have to hit me up and go, Chris, I saw your reaction. That shit
So
was
your reaction,
priceless.
but like
Like,
you'd be like, sir, knocking. Can I
yeah,
please get my 1575 back? Thank you.
yeah. Like I'm not gonna sit there and like it. If supposedly Ray and Palpatine somehow Palpatine comes back again, or a Force ghost or anything, stop. It's
Mhm.
over. You know, it's done. Anakin is in this time round. If you want to bring back Anakin, bring back Anakin in the What If series or other series like the Ahsoka series or Tales of the Jedi, Force Ghost, because I would love to see that. That's one of my dream sequences is animation Ahsoka seeing Anakin a Force Ghost in animation, which I think they will do
And you
eventually.
get mad, and you get mad to voice it.
Yes, I would.
Yes,
I would.
I
I'll
know.
cry for that. I'll probably die after that. Um, but I don't want in the Ray movie. I want a whole new story for the Ray movie. Stop telling me about what happened with Anakin, or yes, your trilogy does go on to Anakin, of course, Kylo and Ben. If you want to put Ben Solo in there, put him in there because he's part of Ray's thing. Luke, he's done. Mark Hamill does not want to come back again. Does not want to come back. He'll
Yeah,
come back.
they messed up that they messed it up, bro.
Yes. He'll come back, put him back in the Mandalorian verse. That's when he's around. Leave him in that verse. Leia, leave her alone. She's not to be touched or in the Mandoverse, but they like to touch things, Star Wars.
Hmm.
They like to throw it in because, oh my God, that will get the rating, or this will do. Listen to us of what we're telling you. We don't want it. Stop it, please. You know, we want Rey to have her own, whatever she has, a trilogy, whatever movie she has, what's new to come. Because in reality, there's not going to be another Clone Wars. There's not going to be another Rebels. There's not going to be like Star Wars. To me, you have to have a story with these movies. You can't have evil versus Jedi, Jedi versus Sith. Oh, the Sith comes back to good. You know, do a different one. Show me like how like the Force works. You know how like kids grow up to become Force sensitive. Show me that. Show me things that we've never seen before. And I think Star Wars is like it repeats itself sometimes too. It goes, okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, but that's repetitive. That's
I
you're telling
I
me.
think you could have something original, but still tie into the history of Star Wars.
Of course.
So the biggest thing that I felt that was a win, and I didn't even feel like it was called the Ahsoka show, but I didn't even feel like it was the Ahsoka show. But you had Balin and Shin, two new characters, amazing in the
Yeah,
show.
they are.
So much mystery behind them. Who we know who Shin master was? It was Balin, but who was Balin's master? And Balin talked about Anakin in the Jedi Temple. So all he had to do was just talk about Anakin, Jedi Temple. Oh, okay. So Balin was around that time. Was Balin young? Who was Balin's master? So would Ray, if the I love, I think Daisy Ridley was good. They messed up when they had a chance with Finn.
Yeah.
They could have made Finn a Jedi. The I like Kylo. I like that emotion, a stubborn baby pouting, knocking helmet down. But they could have built an original story with them. Now you could have tied in something like, hey, this was, the Millennium Falcon that was owned by Harrison, but not Harrison Ford, but owned by Han Solo, right? They didn't have to bring them back. They
No.
could have just, found it, and there was some backstory there. Just mention the name, the Falcon, right? Um, they could have found the lightsaber, right? And then do some history and find out it belonged to Anakin Skywalker and Luke Skywalker, and there's some history around there. And why is it calling to me? Why am I feeling this, right? And just leave it like that. You don't have to go ahead and bring Mark Hamill back if you're not going to use him correctly. You could just name drop and have some tie into it, but you don't have to bring the characters back and kill whatever was created so many years ago. You could just continue in your own original story, but just name drop some things from the past that kind of connects it, but just continue with the original story.
Correct. And I think that's what Star Wars Star Wars doesn't do that. Star
Hmm.
Wars just throws it in. We love it. All right, we watched it. All right, we're gonna make billions on this film, and they're gonna make billions on
Yeah,
the
they
film.
are.
But in reality, are people going to be upset about it? Like, are Star Wars critics, like Star Wars people, reading every critic they get? Because all the critics are not going to say it's the best movie they've ever seen. Critics are just supposed to say it's the best movie they've ever seen. You know what I mean? Oh, it was such a great movie, and then me and you go and we like, Chris, Ricky, like this shit sucked. Like it wasn't like what were even what the critics say about the Bad Batch? Like they're saying Bad Batch, the season is amazing. 1 through 8 were amazing, and so far it is amazing. It's a dark story so far, and I can't. And we every episode we're leaving off questioning it. Like
Yeah.
what is next of that? What is like? Okay, so the reunion. Okay, what's called the return now? Like who returns this episode? You know, like is it Wolf? Is it Azaz Ventress? You know, because it's the return. That's what the name of the episode is called.
Is it Cad Bane?
Is it Cat Bane? Is it Fennec Shan?
Bounties, yeah. Fennec
You know?
Shan.
Like who returns? Who's returning right now? You know, we'll find out tonight at 3 a.m. You know, it's the same time. But I hope like I really hope Azaz Ventress, like her character is so in depth too. You know, her character, we see it in Clone Wars. We haven't seen her character in 11 years. You
Mhm.
know, and we see what happens in the books. I don't know if you heard, right? No.
Well,
Should
no, I mean,
spoil it?
I know, it's the spoilers all been out there and
Oh,
people
okay.
talking about it, and a lot of people are checking out the books and purchasing it because everybody wants to read it. Dark Disciples, because they want to know what's going on. And I know they said they were not going to retcon what happened
You
in
already
Disciples,
retconned.
huh?
You already retconned the book.
Yeah, they already did.
They already did because Count Dooku kills her.
Yeah, well, Count Dooku kills her, but then there were so many things that what was one theory that what's his name? Quinlan takes her to Dathomir and the Night Witches bring her back to life, and
Hey, I could see
yeah,
that.
yeah, it could happen. It could happen. When they mentioned that, I was like, well, yeah, dark the witches have brought people back to life before, and I said, if they do, bring back Darth Maul, please. We could definitely use some Darth Maul, but yeah, I hope they do it right. And it really shocked me because when I saw the trailer, and I was like, it took me a moment because I'm used to seeing Asajj bald headed,
Yeah, she
and
got
when I
hair.
saw the hair, and I was like, the hair, what's going on? Like, why is she here? This is Bad Batch. What's going on? I'm confused. But I'm confused, but I'm excited at the same time.
She's one of my, I could say she's my favorite. She's one of my favorite Sith. I could say that as Odds Ventures because Maul, I like Maul too, but I don't have a favorite bad person. Like I don't. But as Odds Ventures really tops that because you see her story in Clone Wars, how she just got abandoned. Like
Yeah,
she could have really, if she stayed with Dooku, you know how powerful she would have been. She would have been able to defeat Dooku.
yeah,
You know,
she would have, yeah.
and
But I
then
felt like she was being played.
yeah,
She was getting played big time. She was only used for certain purposes, and that's it. And Palpatine, get rid of her. You know,
definitely
pretty
got rid
much.
of her.
Yeah, yeah. Rule of two, bro. Dooku, you didn't know? Rule of two. Come on.
That's why
I
we
told
killed
you.
him around the
I
Sith.
told you. I told you in day one. Welcome to your class of Sith. First lesson. There's only two of us, me and you. That's it.
But yeah, but it's Azaz Ventures is that girl. But Ricky, anything else you want to talk about before we head out?
Nah, man, it was a pleasure. I appreciate it. Anytime I'll be, next time, just make sure you have the bowl of raviolis. You know what I'm saying? Ravioli. What is this? Ravioli Talk Live? What is it?
uh,
Raviolis tonight.
the
I need the
Scevoli TANO
raviolis.
Tonight Show
But
because we talk
it's
at
been a
night.
pleasure. I love, as you can see, man, I could talk for days. I love talking about Star Wars. I'm really passionate about Star Wars. I probably drive my girl crazy. But she's like, you know what? I love this big goofball. So if he loves Star Wars, I'll stick with him every time now. It doesn't matter, babe. Look at that. That's okay. Yeah, but I don't like that. I don't like that. She just sees everything start. Oh, but you didn't see it. I'm like, no, no, no. I don't want it. I don't like.
Don't
I don't
talk
like
to me
every.
about those things that I don't want to see.
Even it was so funny because even for her birthday, so her birthday was this past weekend, and I'm one of those boyfriends that, hey man, it's your weekend. Whatever you want to do, let's do it. And so we're driving, and I think I was taking her out to eat, and she's like, "Oh, there's a Ross there. Do you want to see if that they have the Cal Kestis vintage figure that you're looking for?" I'm like, "Babe, no, we're not stopping at Ross. I appreciate it, and it's very crazy that you know that I want that. You listen to me, but
You
it's
hear
your
me? You understand me?
you understand me, but it's your weekend. Let's go for you." But I told her once Sunday hits, your birthday weekend's done. Monday it's back to this guy. It's all about me.
She must have been like, Ricky, no way.
Yeah. I don't know
But
how she puts up with me, but she knows I'm crazy about Star Wars. So
and then you have your kids involved too, so they're going to be crazy about Star Wars when they grow up with
I
it
mean,
too.
I hope. I mean, it's a good bonding thing. I love it. I love it because they really get into it. They ask me so much questions, and you know me, if they're gonna talk to me about Star Wars, I get so like excited. I'm like, oh my god, this person wants to talk about Star Wars. Cool, let's
Oh my god,
go.
let's talk more, talk more, talk more.
So I tell you, man, I don't know what's your longest record.
I
For
think this could be it.
this could be it. I tell you, I
I don't
could
know.
talk for days.
I had Mortis FM on,
Yeah.
and they were one of the top. But I love them. They're good people over at Mortis.
Oh,
Great
of
people.
course, of
I
course.
love
They
them.
so and they're so knowledgeable too, man. Like if I don't know anything, I'm pretty sure they know it.
Yeah, like I would just hit them up and tell them Cole and Grayson. Like they're
Yes.
really amazing. I love Mortis FM. But before we go, Ricky, where can everybody find you on the social meteors?
So of course, you guys can find me on YouTube, Pop the Bounty Collector. I'm also on Instagram, TikTok, X or Twitter, Pop the Bounty Collector. And then you can also find our podcast. So me and Star Wars Sif every Tuesday, new episode drops. Rebel Collectors, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You're gonna see two friends. They've been friends for over 2 decades. We argue, we fight. We're the odd couple. We make fun of each other. We show all the new pickups that we have, and we go on different web pages and talk about things that are about to release. Maybe things that you guys are talking about at home. We're talking about it on the podcast. So that's where you guys can find me. And also, I do build Legos. So I started to do Lego lives on my channel. So I do live streams. I'm trying to build
Right.
Captain Rex here. Almost done with it. So that's something that I'm into as well, is building Legos live on YouTube.
And I will put all the links in the bio to go follow Ricky, Pop the Bounty Collector, on all his social medias, his YouTube. I will put it in the link in the bio, guys. Ricky, thank you so much for joining me on the Scevoli Tonight Show tonight, guys.
Anytime, man. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Anytime, Ricky. Well, you're welcome back on my show anytime you want. Just hit me up.
Let's go. Bring the raviolis and the garlic bread.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
We're walking here. We're walking
You
here.
walk in here. Hey,
You know?
you got to make sure you bring the cannolis next time, huh?
Definitely. I can go for some now. It's
Yes.
10:50, but probably it's closed, but I'll probably find something.
And just
Um,
remember, not all cannolis are created equally.
no.
I'm different. My family's from the Bronx, New York, so we have our Tusos and the Little Italy area in the Bronx. It comes in a little white box with a little string with the Italian cookies, and I just miss that place. But I'm pretty sure there's other places that are better. But that's where I love my cannolis. New York, Bronx.
But thank you, Ricky, for joining me. Guys, be kind to one another. Make sure you guys subscribe down below to the YouTube channel, The Scevoli TANO Show. Ricky, thank you so much again. Guys, be kind to one another, and may the force be with you, my friends.
Peace.
Bye!
In my life, when you find people who need your help, you help them, no matter what.